Hi ma'am, so today I'm presenting orally my chosen lesson, which is Lesson 11, Art in Asia. Chinese art. China is experiencing significant economic growth, driving its modernization. Historically, China has been a pioneer in cultural development, as evidenced by primitive artisan works and intricate bronze vessels dating back to the 2nd millennium BCE. During the Zhou dynasty, a feudal social system akin to Greece's Golden Age fostered a flourishing of culture and art with abundant production of royal metal works and widespread use of jade in artworks. So this means it illustrates the dynamic relationship between China's historical culture achievements, notably during the Zhou dynasty, and its contemporary economic growth. This connection emphasizes the nation's rich heritage as a foundation for its present development. Confucianism was the dominant way of life, subscribed to the general public. Those who subscribed to principles espoused by Confucius believed that in order for society to work, one must learn how to sympathize to others. These principles became evident in most artworks depicting everyday life and how these social interactions come to play. So, the influence of Confucianism on the general public is evident in the emphasis on principles such as sympathy for others. This philosophical approach is reflected in artworks portraying everyday life, showcasing the significance of social interactions in shaping society. Confucian ideals played a crucial role in guiding the way of life for many, leaving a lasting impact on both cultural and social aspects. So the Chinese also had interactions with Western missionaries who came from India and brought some of the Indian influences to China. Because of this, Indian models inspired a lot of Chinese artists for a few centuries. By the start of the 6th century, Chinese artists started making art that highlighted their very own culture. So this means the cross-cultural interactions between Chinese artists and Western missionaries from India infused Indian influence to Chinese art for several centuries. However, by the beginning of the 6th century, Chinese artists began to create works that uniquely highlighted their own culture. Paintings often depicted imaginative magical realms while incorporating distinct Chinese culture elements. The belief in a higher spiritual power guiding the artists and their work was a prevailing notion during this period, emphasizing a connection between creativity and divine inspirations. Chinese paintings often employ monumental styles, using rocks and mountains as initial distractions before revealing the main subject. Rounded forms flow seamlessly from background to foreground, detailed with sharp brushstrokes. Unlike Western landscapes with a single vanishing point, Chinese paintings offer multiple perspectives. So this means the description highlights the distinctive features of Chinese paintings, emphasizing the monumental styles, seamlessly transition from background to foreground, and the use of sharp brushstrokes. The contrast with Western landscapes, multiple perspectives, and the prevalence of nature in porcelain artwork showcase the uniqueness of Chinese artistry. The recurring themes of everyday life, war, death, and nature, coupled with rich symbolism, reflect the depth of Chinese artistic expression. The culture emphasizes on social life and respect for ancestors, often manifested in gold or bronze vessels, adds a nuance layer to understanding Chinese art and traditions, distinct from Western interpretations. Japanese art. Art in Japan has undergone a series of transition and periodization, from being an isolated nation to that of embracing Western influences and modernization. Japan has transitioned into a modern cultural mixing pot. It is evident how the Japanese were able to infuse local and indigenous materials with modern Western subjects and focal points. So this means the evolution of art in Japan reflects a dynamic journey marked by transitions and periodization, moving from isolation to embracing Western influence and modernization. Japan has become a cultural mixing pot, so what it says. Notably, the fusion of local and indigenous materials with modern Western subjects showcases the adaptability and synthesis within Japanese art. So this transformation illustrates Japan's ability to navigate cultural shifts while maintaining a distinct and evolving artistic identity. Next. Based on artifacts such as ceramic figures and ornaments, it is important to take note that there are Korean and Chinese influences evident in Japanese artworks. One of the ceramic products created by the Japanese is called haniwa. These are ceramic figures that are made up of clay. They are placed beside burial spots for reasons that are unknown. So this means the presence of Korean and Chinese influence in Japanese artifacts, particularly evident in ceramic figures and ornaments, highlights the interconnectedness of East Asian cultures. The creation of haniwa ceramic figures placed near burial sites adds a layer of mystery due to the unknown reason behind this practice. This cross-cultural influence underscores the rich history and exchanges between Japan and its neighboring regions, shaping the development of Japanese art with diverse cultural elements. So the native religion of Japan is Shintoism. Although this religion subscribes to beliefs such as being one with nature and embracing the notion of existence of many gods, it did not use art to communicate its beliefs. When Japan established trading relations with China, they did not only trade goods with them, but they were also influenced by the Chinese with their religious beliefs and practices. So this means this narrative underscores the transformative impact of cultural exchange in Japan, as the introductions of Buddhism from China reshaped artistic expression, turning art into a significant aspect of religious devotion with Japanese culture. It reflects the adaptability of societies and the profound influence that trade and cross-culture interactions can have on belief systems and artistic tradition. Japan and China shared a long-standing relationship, with China influencing Japan not only in terms of Buddhism but also in painting. After Japan isolated itself in the 14th century, its art flourished with a focus on abstract and naturalistic styles. Japan artists embraced spontaneity and individuality, creating works centered on individual portraits, nature, and everyday life. So this narrative underscores the intricate cultural exchange between Japan and China, highlighting how Japan's isolation in the 14th century led a flourishing of its art. The shift towards abstract and naturalistic styles, coupled with a focus on spontaneity and individuality, reflects a distinct Japanese artistic identity. The minimalist approach in Japanese paintings, despite Chinese influence and the innovation of ukiyo-e using woodcut prints, showcase the unique evolution of Japanese art. The global impact with Western artists like Vincent van Gogh and Edouard Manet being influenced by Japanese ukiyo-e painters like Hiroshige and Sharako further demonstrates the enduring cross-culture and resonance of artistic expressions, plus Japanese art. So next, Philippine art. Throughout the Philippine history, spanning from the pre-colonial period to the contemporary periods, different art forms have emerged in the Philippine art scene. Before the colonizers came to the Philippines, ethnic minorities had used art not only for daily activities but also for religious rituals and practices. Most art forms used by ethnic communities include pottery, weaving, carving, and the use of metalwork and jewelry. So this means the rich tapestry of Philippine art spanning from pre-colonial times to the present reflects a diverse cultural heritage. Before colonization, ethnic minorities utilized art for both practical and sacred purposes, incorporating pottery, weaving, carving, and metalwork into their daily lives and religious practices. This highlights the integral role of art as a cultural expression and a means of preserving traditions in the Philippines throughout its history. Asian art, particularly Chinese and Japanese arts, has helped in the establishment of their identities as a people. A common thread between the two cultures is the emphasis on religion and how man is an integral part of society. China may have influenced Japan during the early part, but later on, Japan eventually welcomed Western ideas. So this means in the context of Asian art, particularly in China and Japan, artistic expressions have played a crucial role in shaping their cultural identities. Both cultures share a common emphasis on religion and the interconnectedness of individuals within society. While China initially influenced Japan, the latter later embraced Western ideas. With a notable difference in approach, China maintained a more conventional stance, whereas Japan integrated Western ideas into their artworks. So, in contrast, the Philippines has witnessed dynamic evolutions in its art scene. From the early Filipinos to contemporary times, art has served diverse purposes reflecting the country's changing cultural landscape and influences over the time. So the lesson on art in Asia offers a fascinating exploration of the rich and diverse artistic traditions found in China, Japan, and the Philippines. It's evident that these cultures have created art that goes far beyond aesthetics. Instead, it serves as a profound reflection of their values, beliefs, and social interactions. That's all. Thank you.